Hey guys, welcome back. Tried to do a live feed, but I wasn't able to get a really strong signal. So I thought I would just go ahead and record this and then upload it so you guys could see the video. But I wish I was able to do this in a way where I could get feedback from you guys through this process. So as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about mammograms and fears associated with them. You guys already know my history. Those of you who've been around for a while know the whole situation with my mom and, around cancer and around breast cancer. For those of you who don't, I'll bring you kind of up to date. So, my mother was diagnosed when she was 46 years old with breast cancer. She underwent treatment and finished that treatment, I would say, by the time over a year and a half period of time. So she was maybe 47 and a half when she finished all of her chemo and radiation. And then, you have that period of time where you're just biting your nails, hoping that you meet that 3-year window of being cancer free, because the likelihood, at least at that time, the likelihood that you would potentially remain cancer free would increase significantly. And so we were, at that period, biting our nails. And as it turned out, about a year and a half after that, she was diagnosed with cancer. It had returned and it was very aggressive, and she was actually misdiagnosed. Man, guys, let me say this. You have to take ownership of your own health, and it is really helpful, I think, to get second, third opinions, especially if you get a positive diagnosis or if you're in a situation where you had cancer and it has gone into, remission. I think that, when you go back for those tests, I know the easy thing is just to go to the one source, but I kind of feel like you need to go to multiple sources, especially if your body is doing something all of a sudden that it didn't do before. And that was what happened with my mom. She had all these kind of aches, in her bones. And she had gone to the doctor, and her general practitioner had diagnosed her with arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. My mom was a bit, thick, as we like to call it. So she was a little thick. And so, he's like, oh, you probably need to, lose a little bit of weight, and that'll put less stress on your joints and your bones and so forth. So she accepted that that's what the situation was. And, that was a 2-month period of time that she had gone back and forth to the doctor about these aches and pains in her body. And it had her to the point where she had, grabbed a cane. And I, saw her one day, and I'm like, what you doing on a cane? And, that's when she told me that she had been going back and forth. And she's like, oh, I have arthritis. Well, it turned out her cancer had returned. It was very aggressive, and it was in her bones. So it was not arthritis. It was bone cancer, because it had spread to her bones. She had a tumor on her liver, and that is how the cancerous cells traveled through her body, through the blood that is filtered through the liver. And so, guys, it was all through her bones and her legs and her spine and her skull. There was not a limb of her body that did not have tumors in it in just that short period of time. So, I'm off track as I get sometimes with these videos, but I just want to say that we have to be diligent and not really, we want to rely on the expertise of those, who've gone to school to care for us, but, let's check their work. It's like when we're in school, at least when I was in school, I know I'm a little older, but, every time we did a math problem, we had to do another step that would allow us to check our math, right? When I wrote a paper, they would teach me different strategies to check my work to make sure that things were spelled properly, that the sentences I wrote made sense. Because sometimes you read a sentence in your mind and you know what you're going to say, but you might be missing a word. That kind of thing. And so I think we have to implement those same strategies when it comes to caring for our bodies, especially when we know that we've already received, a diagnosis of some disease, whether it's cancer or whatever else it may be. We have to check their work. In any event, she was misdiagnosed, and by the time she got her correct diagnosis, at that point, again, it was all through her body. There wasn't really anything that could be done. And she had actually passed away probably 2 weeks from that diagnosis. So it was very devastating and all that jazz. And I don't want to get into that because I'm going to start crying. But it was devastating. Her sister also had cancer. She was diagnosed with breast cancer when she was in her early 30s, and then she was diagnosed again in the other breast when she was in her mid to late 30s. Then my grandmother also had cancer. It was a cervical cancer, I believe. So we have a significant family history of cancer. And so you can check those videos, and maybe I'll compile that in an area where folks who are, and I can't be alone. There have to be people like me who have this sort of family history. And you're dealing with everything that comes along with that, the feeling that it's inevitable, you're going to die. Like I did, guys. I was paralyzed for a very long period of time by the fear that I would not see my daughter become a woman. When my mom died, my daughter was 4 years old, and I thought I was not going to live long enough to see her turn 18 because of that fear. So I think I'm going to create this as a playlist just for us to kind of go through that journey together and to share. But in any event, so there's a significant family history. And so today I went and had my mammogram. And I had it because I'm dealing with some other health issues, and my doctor wanted me to have that to I can't even think of the words because I'm not feeling well. You probably can't tell, but to X out. It's something out, but X out essentially some things that could be my issue, right? So he wanted me to just have that and get those results and so on and so forth. So I went ahead and had it. And guys, I have not had a mammogram in over 4 years, and I'm so embarrassed to say that, but I didn't have it. And part of the reason I didn't have it was because my insurance did not cover it. I didn't have good insurance to begin with. That's a whole other conversation, but I just didn't have it. And so I was so scared to go in there today. And like ever since my mom passed away, every time I have a mammogram, I literally break down crying, either in the room waiting for them to call me back for the mammogram, or while I'm having the mammogram, or while they're discussing the mammogram while you're still in there having it done. I had situations where they needed me to go for further tests because they thought they saw stuff, and it's just a whole nightmare. It's such an emotional roller coaster. But I did it. And today was the first day I did it, and I didn't cry during the mammogram or immediately before or immediately after. And really, I just, something has changed with my faith that helped me to be strong in that moment. And I'm just happy that I'm at a point where at least I have overcome that fear. Now, stuff could come back and be crazy, and unexpected, but I guess what I want to say in this video is if you are in a situation like me where you have this fear and maybe you're not going to get your mammogram, or you go through the emotional roller coaster that I'm going through or have gone through when getting the mammogram, all based out of fear, then I want to let you know, don't do that. To know that those feelings will pass. You'll get past that scary, moment in your life or season in your life where you can go through that process more positively and more confidently. And it won't always be that way. So I just wanted to make this video I don't know if I'm gonna keep it up. You all tell me if I should, but I just feel like somebody needed to hear this. I'm happy that I had this experience. I wasn't expecting it. I thought I was gonna break down again, but I had a positive outcome, and in that I have overcome that fear, and you can too. All right. So I just wanted to share. I love you guys. I'll try to do a live feed in the next couple of days. Like I said, I'm not feeling well. This is like taking all the energy reserves I have to make this video. But because I didn't want to come on here all dry and how I'm really feeling. But I just wanted you guys to know. All right, hair, I'll let you guys know. This is a wash and go using the Eco Styler with Jamaican black castor oil. I just did a review of that a week and a half or so ago. I'll put a link to it above. It is so amazing, guys. You have to try it. And what else? Oh, I got the coconut. Their new Eco Styler gel with coconut oil. So I will be trying that soon. And I think I got one. Oh, and this is also with my favorite leave-in conditioner, the Elucence Moisture Balancing Conditioner. And I have to tell you, the results are to me even better. So I'll take some pictures of this at some point and I'll, upload that. I may record another video with great lighting, to kind of feature that here so you guys can really see it. That wasn't the purpose of this video, but I thought I can't come on here and not tell you guys what's going on with the hair, but it's so curly. It's so healthy feeling and looking. And so if you like the Elucence as much as I do, I want to just let you know that it does play well with the Eco Styler Jamaican castor oil and flaxseed oil gel. All right. All right. Love you guys. I will talk to you later. Okay. Bye.